Today, kids, we will learn the A to Z alphabet and make a word with each letter. Let's get started. A. A is a letter. A for ant. Ant, which is a word made up of 3 letters. B. B is a letter. B for ball. Ball, which is a word made up of 4 letters. C. C is a letter. C for cat. Cat, which is a word made up of 3 letters. D. D is a letter. D for dog. Dog, which is a word made up of 3. A. A is a letter. A for ant. Ant, which is a word made up of 3 letters. B. B is a letter. B for ball. Ball, which is a word made up of 4 letters. C. C is a letter. C for cat. Cat, which is a word made up of 3 letters. D. D is a letter. D for dog. Dog, which is a word made up of 3. E. E is a letter. E for egg. Iggy, which is a word made up of 3 letters. F. F is a letter. F for fish. Fish, which is a word made up of 4 letters. G. G is a letter. G for goat. Goat, which is a word made up of 4 letters. H. H is a letter. H for hat. Hat, which is a word. E. E is a letter. E for egg. Iggy, which is a word made up of 3 letters. F. F is a letter. F for fish. Fish, which is a word made up of 4 letters. G. G is a letter. G for goat. Goat, which is a word made up of 4 letters. H. H is a letter. H for hat. Hat, which is a word. I. I is a letter. I for ice cream. Ice cream, which is a word made up of 8 letters. J. J is a letter. J for jam. Jam, which is a word made up of 3 letters. K. K is a letter. K for kite. Kite, which is a word made up of 4 letters. I. I is a letter. I for ice cream. Ice cream, which is a word made up of 8 letters. J. J is a letter. J for jam. Jam, which is a word made up of 3 letters. K. K is a letter. K for kite. Kite, which is a word made up of 4 letters. L. L is a letter. L for lion. Lion, which is a word made up of 4 letters. M. M is a letter. M for moon. Moon, which is a word made up of 4 letters. N. N is a letter. N for nest. Nest, which is a word made up of 4 letters. L. L is a letter. L for lion. Lion, which is a word made up of 4 letters. M. M is a letter. M for moon. Moon, which is a word made up of 4 letters. N. N is a letter. N for nest. Nest, which is a word made up of 4 letters. O. O is a letter. O for owl. Owl, which is a word made up of 3 letters. P. P is a letter. P for parrot. Parrot, which is a word made up of 6 letters. Q. Q is a letter. Q for queen. Queen, which is a word made up of 5 letters. O. O is a letter. O for owl. Owl, which is a word made up of 3 letters. P. P is a letter. P for parrot. Parrot, which is a word made up of 6 letters. Q. Q is a letter. Q for queen. Queen, which is a word made up of 5 letters. R. R is a letter. R for rat. Rat, which is a word made up of 3 letters. S. S is a letter. S for sun. Sun, which is a word made up of 4 letters. T. T is a letter. T for tiger. Tiger, which is a word made up of 5 letters. R. R is a letter. R for rat. Rat, which is a word made up of 3 letters. S. S is a letter. S for sun. Sun, which is a word made up of 4 letters. T. T is a letter. T for tiger. Tiger, which is a word made up of 5 letters. U. U is a letter. U for umbrella. Umbrella, which is a word made up of 8 letters. V. V is a letter. V for van. Van, which is a word made up of 3 letters. W. W is a letter. W for wolf. Wolf, which is a word made up of 4 letters. U. U is a letter. U for umbrella. Umbrella, which is a word made up of 8 letters. V. V is a letter. V for van. Van, which is a word made up of 3 letters. W. W is a letter. W for wolf. Wolf, which is a word made up of 4 letters. X. X is a letter. X for X-ray. X-ray, which is a word made up of 4 letters. Y. Y is a letter. Y for yak. Yak, which is a word made up of 3 letters. Z. Z is a letter. Z for zebra. Zebra, which is a word made up of 8 letters. X. X is a letter. X for X-ray. X-ray, which is a word made up of 4 letters. Y. Y is a letter. Y for yak. Yak, which is a word made up of 3 letters. Z. Z is a letter. Z for zebra. Zebra, which is a word made up of 8 letters.